Talk about boring. Malik Scott, man. You know what? Look, first of all, let me just get this out of the way. To jump into a boxing ring and fight for 12 rounds, it takes heart, it takes grit, and it takes guts to do that. So, hats off to Malik Scott, first of all, because he had the mental stamina to be able to go 12 rounds, and he had the fitness to go 12 rounds against an elite level heavyweight. So, my hats off to Malik Scott. However, I cannot understand, right? If you're fighting on the elite level, what you are doing in there, just playing around, because that's what he did. Malik Scott went in there to survive 12 rounds and ran around that ring. And that was probably the worst like performance I've ever seen from an elite level fighter. I don't think I ever remember seeing anyone do something as bad as that. Hell, Rod Sal could put up a better fight against Danny Garcia. In fact, he put up a pretty good fight. But this was just appalling. Absolutely appalling. If you're a elite level sports star and this is your life, then you should give it something. If you're not cut out for the sport of boxing, then go do something else in your life. For me, this is Malik Scott's life, and this is what he does, and he's an elite level fighter. And if you ask me, if you're gonna be making people watch you, you should be putting on some sort of a show, and it's prize fighting at the end of the day, and that was not prize fighting. That was some nonsense. Okay, he was running, moving. I liked his defense. But why not throw some punches in between that? There's boxing. And the thing is, you should be throwing some punches in there. At least have some activity in your punch output. There was none. Okay, and he just went in there totally to survive and nothing else. On the other hand, Luis King Kong Ortiz. A few things I noted. Okay, at the weigh-in, at first I said I've seen enough of Luis Ortiz to say he's going to be the next reigning heavyweight after Tyson Fury. I backtracked within about a few hours when I saw the size of Luis Ortiz in comparison to Malik Scott, and this plays a big role because I actually thought Luis Ortiz was bigger, not just height wise, but actually in terms of how broad he was. He has got a huge back, and I think that's what he's quite a wide guy. But for me, he's not that big. You know, as he is a big guy. Don't get me wrong, but he's not that big. With Malik Scott, if you look at him versus Deontay Wilder, Wilder was a lot bigger, and Wilder cracked Malik Scott once, and Malik Scott was gone. An observation I made of Luis Ortiz is that he tends to have slightly slow feet. Okay, people were talking about, oh, he's got the quickest feet in boxing. Bro, what are you talking about? And with Luis Ortiz, there's something about him what annoys me. Certain boxers have annoying fans. Luis Ortiz has very annoying fans. He's one of them fighters who fans think like that he can't do wrong. You see, like fans of Anthony Joshua aren't annoying in that sense. Fans of Tyson Fury, fans of Deontay Wilder. These guys are not, they don't have annoying fans. People like Triple G, Luis Ortiz, fighters like this, they're good. They're good fighters, don't get me wrong, but their fans tend to be very annoying because they think they can't do wrong. And I don't know why that is, but Luis Ortiz definitely has fans right out there who think he can't do wrong. And you say any little small critique about him, and all of a sudden, right, it gets to them really badly. You can critique Anthony Joshua, no one says anything. You can even critique Fury, David, anyone, but they're not going to say anything. You critique Luis Ortiz, and oh my God, you have just committed the biggest sin. Luis Ortiz in this fight, I'm a fan of his, right, and I support him, and I think he's very good. I think I didn't see him throw one uppercut in this fight, and I think that was because this guy was constantly moving backwards. If you're inside fighting against Luis Ortiz, he's gonna throw them uppercuts and he's gonna crack you and knock you out. If you're on the back foot like that, and you're someone like Deontay Wilder who's got quicker feet than Malik Scott, in my opinion, who's got more power than Malik Scott, in my opinion, I think Luis Ortiz is gonna struggle. Tyson Fury would absolutely. I really think Tyson Fury would embarrass Luis Ortiz. I think he'd crack him all over the place, make him look like a journeyman. I really do think that. Might sound crazy to some people, but I think Tyson Fury would make Luis Ortiz look like a journeyman. Anthony Joshua, if that fight does ever happen, I think Joshua's quicker on his feet, but I still think that Joshua's got some. If he comes in to win, because Malik Scott didn't come in to win. Malik Scott came in to make rounds and just defend and cover up, and didn't give Luis Ortiz any chance to counterpunch. If you're gonna actually beat a fighter, you've got to throw a certain amount of punches, and with that comes more risk, and with that comes openings and counterpunching chances. And I personally feel that if anybody comes to win against him, they're going to leave themselves open. And look, Luis Ortiz did a very easy job here, but he didn't cut off the ring well. He didn't load up on shots, and he loaded up too much on shots, and he wasn't able to get his combinations off. And this is the thing: when you're fighting someone who's a moving target, I found this personally, right? Certain things that go in the ring, I find personally that I've like had weaknesses here. That I used to try and load up on shots, and the problem with loading up on shots is as soon as you load up, your opponent sees it coming, and they get on the move. Okay, and when you don't load up on a shot and you throw straight punches, you can't get the guy out there, but you win on points. Do you see what I mean? Because the guy's scared of your power. But Luis Ortiz, it doesn't get hit too much. He did get wobbled in the fight at one point, which is crazy because it shows he's got vulnerabilities there. He also what else is there? I mean, his legs look a bit quite skinny, and I think that he struggles to carry that big frame of his upper body weight around as easy. But leave a comment section below, subscribe as always, Be Real TV. Let me know what you guys think of Luis Ortiz. It was a bad performance on both parts. I don't know. I really don't know what to make of it. Luis Ortiz is a good fighter, but he's definitely shown vulnerabilities tonight. Comment section below, subscribe as always. In a bit, guys.